all, for being there for us.
Before I play this clip, let me say something real quick. When Michelle Obama starts talking about, is America ready for a black woman to be president? She's talking really about, is America ready for black women to be themselves? In America, black women's hair becomes political. Their tone becomes political, aggressive. You know how it is. So the question isn't if America's ready for a woman president. The question is America even ready for a black woman to be herself? Now listen to what Michelle says here, because I think it goes over most people's heads.
That was founded on the landmines of racism and misogyny. What the First Lady wears is one of the main ways, which you've already said, that a First Lady is talked about. It comes with so much historical expectation. How do you feel about the fact that the First Lady is an archetype for wifedom and femininity?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Don't agree with that. It's, you know, it is a completely throwback on. It's a definition that has no current status in how women actually show up in the world today.
Do you think that impacts the room that we've made for a woman to be president?
Well, as we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not. So don't waste my time. You know, we got a lot of growing up to do. And there's still, sadly, a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman, and we saw it. What was the question?
I just said, we don't need to ask it again. You answered it. Femininity, wifedom.
Yeah. I mean, I think we still have growing to do in that regard. And, you know, we can see how progress can be made and things can be snatched back when it comes to us owning our power as women. Worry about it. Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all. It is exhausting and it's so expensive and it takes up so much time. Braids are for y'all so we can work harder and focus on the work. So why do we need an act of law to tell white folks to get out of our hair? Don't tell me how to wear my hair. Don't wonder about it. Don't touch it. Just don't.
Let's go with the hair first. We'll double back to the other stuff. None of my business. I can't talk about it, obviously. It's not really a subject I can talk about. Not with any authority, you know, considering. Notice I had to look at it as if you couldn't see it. The dad of 3 girls. Yeah, I can attest to the expensiveness and the time that's required for young black women or black women in general, and also a wife. I have a wife, for all those things to happen with hair. So yeah, I totally agree. But still, from a limited perspective on that. But I would like to caution any of the brothers out there, man, who might have heard this segment and heard this and wanted to form an opinion, really, I don't want to hear about this again. Folks, this is not a new issue, and it's an issue that will always be with us. And there are people that have to deal with this issue of their hair every day. So I think it's insulting to black women when black men will be like dismissive of this. And best believe there's going to be some conservatives who probably made videos about this who roasted Michelle Obama or had negative things to say. But they get up every day, and the first thing on their head is not what they're going to do, or the first thing in their minds is not what they're going to do with their hair that day. And just that you don't have that means you got room for all the other shit that you got to do. Means you just one less thing in life you don't have to be worried about. So I think it's, like I said, I think it's hella corny for you to dismiss other people's situation, man, when you don't have to deal with it. So just give them the space, give black women the space to feel the way they feel about this situation and support them in that. That's if you love them. That's if you love them. If you don't, continue to do dumb shit about a topic that don't impact you, that you can never fully understand. Okay. Now, let's move on to the real delicious part of this. Lord, when we gonna ever get to a place where people can just admit, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you're qualified. And when I mean qualified, I don't mean on paper. Look, man, Kamala Harris, she did not win an election. She had a chance. She still became the vice president of the United States. I know that's not enough if you think she should have been president, if you're comparing her to Donald Trump. Here's the thing. A lot of people lost to Trump. A whole bunch of white guys lost to Trump. No one goes, oh God, no white guys. You understand what I'm saying? Trump was hard to beat. Maybe if she would have been up against McCain, maybe she would have won. Maybe if she was up against Mitt Romney, maybe she would have won. She's up against a guy who won his primary 3 times. But back to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, I'm pretty sure you'll never see this. Maybe Kamala, maybe the reason why you say America's not ready is because America hasn't had an opportunity to have the right person as a woman be elevated by a political party to be put in a position where she can demonstrate all of the other things you needed to exhibit, to show, to win over America, to be put in that position. I think it will require the right woman who exhibits whatever's necessary to get the bulk of a party, to give her the nomination, and then for her to be able to go out to the rest of the world, the rest of the country, and on the world stage, to get an amount of people from the other side to say the same thing. Or at least be able to say, you're better than the other person. And that's really all it takes. But then that's everything, isn't it? I just don't think that Kamala Harris is that person. And I don't think it has to do just with her being a woman. Of course, it has something to do with her being a woman. But then again, if she wasn't a woman, will we know who she is? I don't think that if Kamala Harris was a guy named Kevin Harris, we'd even know who he was. I think she actually benefited from being a black woman. I know I'm going to catch heat for that, but I'm just going to say it. Because when I hear her talking, I do not go, wow. I don't think I've ever heard Kamala Harris say anything that made me go, wow, that was profound. Wow, that was deep. Nothing. These are things presidents tend to be able to do. These are attributes that people should be able to display. Being a president, as much as being an actor, as being a performer is. As much as it is as being a politician. I know you can't keep it real. You can't say it even if you thought it. And even if you do ever see this and agree, you never agree publicly. Lord knows you wouldn't want this black man with this black-owned media company to actually succeed. People talk a lot of shit, but they don't actually want to be a part of helping it succeed. But the truth is the truth. This is the Tim Black Live Show. We're the most dangerous night show in America. And I'm telling you, if Kamala Harris was not an Indian, Jamaican, black woman, she is not a public official. She don't make it. Now, you can take that any way you want to take it. Does America have racial problems? Of course it does. Does America have problems of misogyny or the way it views women? Yes. I believe that too. But does America also have amazing ability to elevate people that just get it or they just get? Yeah, that too. And that's how you end up with a Kamala Harris as vice president. That's how that happened. All right. This is the most dangerous show in America, the Tim Black Show. No masters, no middlemen.